Hi Capricorns, how we doing this week? We're going to be doing your week from the 20th to the 26th. Kind of get an idea, see what's going on. All right, we're using the Yin Yang Insights. It's probably going to come with trigger warnings this week, so I do warn you. All right, let's see what's going on. I already said that. All right. What do we got going on for Capricorn for this week? What is it they need to know? So we might be a little guarded this week or a little closed off this week. You know, maybe a little defensive. You know, I feel like right now you might be kind of the wounded warrior, maybe not feeling really enough. And it's about kind of embracing your own inner child, maybe getting out, having a little fun, healing. Kind of self-discovery at the moment. So if you got structure on the bottom. So I feel like if you are trying to build something for yourself, you might be a little closed off to what you're doing, how you're building, you know, trying to get through. Maybe you've lost a job, maybe you've lost an income, maybe you're just kind of feeling a little left out. And it's about you kind of embracing that inner child. Kind of rediscovering yourself. But I definitely feel like wounds are kind of what you're focusing on this week. You know, we do have the Queen of Swords coming out in reverse. So it tells me maybe you're not setting up enough boundaries or you're not making specific decisions when it comes to something. Very, very secretive this week with that High Priestess. You know, especially about what you're trying to, I want to say build, but I feel like it's more about aligning with what path you're wanting to go down. So definitely that Queen of Swords energy being at the forefront. You know, this could be not having a decisive direction about where you want to go or what you're wanting to do. And it could be just you not even really setting boundaries. I kind of like this actually. I do see the Six of Pentacles showing up. So I feel like it's about giving and receiving. So maybe you're giving yourself a little bit, you know, kind of just focus on your own career path, your money right now. You know, maybe not focusing on the emotions of everything. Holy crap. Hold on. The Two of Swords fell out. So I feel like it's kind of like a moment of indecision. It's like, what do I do? Where do I go from here type of thing. And I definitely really like the fact that the more you come through the week, the more that everything kind of gets better for you. Definitely it's like you're not really making a decision. It's kind of like shut down type of energy. You're being very secretive. You know, you're kind of just, I feel like, plotting things out, you know. I don't know why I'm just having a brain fart. Bear with me for 1 minute. What's this Queen of Swords in reverse? Why am I shuffling backwards? Four of Wands. It's kind of like a pause. It's like not really wanting to get out and celebrate, not really feeling joyous, just kind of focus on your own self right now. And that might be kind of the energy. And I feel like this is about you maybe being indecisive about a situation and not really knowing what direction you want to go, not really knowing where to put any joy into the world. I know that sounds weird, but it's like taking a moment to pause and kind of look at things differently. And that could be why you're, I feel like, super defensive or super wounded this week. So maybe you're in a situation or you've been dealing with somebody who, this could be like a boss or just somebody that you felt like could possibly be stable. This could be like possibly a loss of a father with that King of Pentacles showing up. And it's kind of like you're just quietly mourning everything and trying to just really slowly work through it in order to allow some kind of love to shine. But it's kind of like picking up the pieces. You know, I do see a victory at the end of the tunnel, you know, but it's definitely going to take some hard work and a choice. It's going to be some kind of decision that you need to make, you know, and it's about having some kind of idea about how can I get out of this? How can I manifest this? Like, do I continuously stay in this energy? And I guess that's really a decision for you to make. I know it's kind of a weird message. I feel like they're all weird messages of the week. But I guess your advice is, if you're holding back your energy, I think it's time to kind of break out of that shell, you know? And it's all about, the more you kind of focus, why are all of my cards out of whack right now? It's like being indecisive about options, especially where you want to shine or how you're going to be confident in your own skin type of energy. So I feel like really this week is dealing with wounds, dealing with loss. Like, what is it that you've closed yourself off to that's hurt you so bad? And allowing your inner child to kind of heal that energy. And it's definitely about, the more you allow that healing, I feel like the stronger foundation it is. But it's really turning that Queen of Swords back into being decisive, learning how to set boundaries, embracing joy. And I think that's the perspective that you need to look at with that Hangman there. You know, you don't have to go out and tell everybody or anything like that. You can just do it in quiet, secretive, but trust yourself, knowing the fact that you're going down the right path. Just keep putting work and effort and keep allowing yourself to, I want to say, put those messages out in the world. Like, what is it you truly want? And then you're going to see some kind of victory. But first, you need to make some kind of choice when it comes to opportunities, about allowing yourself to kind of embrace that confidence role. I feel like that's kind of a weird message, but, you know, we're going to roll with it. I feel like leaving that regret, I feel like I'm going out of focus now. I don't know what's going on with my camera, so bear with me. It's kind of like wallowing in regret for this week and trying to find some kind of strength to keep going. You know, especially if you've been dealing with like a lot of anxiety situations, this could be really your own health. This could be a relationship also, especially if you're needing to walk away from somebody who has left you in that kind of situation where you feel like you are wounded. You know, but ultimately with the Lovers coming up twice, I feel like it's definitely a choice for you to decide. Are you going to continuously immerse in that guilt? I really have no idea what's going on with this camera right now, guys. It's so out of focus right now. Or are you going to pick up the pieces, allow some joy into your life to build something more structured, something more confident, something that you enjoy. So I feel like perspective is going to be your biggest thing this week. All right, let's jump into the love portion and see what is going on there before I lose complete focus out of my camera today. I do apologize. All right, we're going to be using the Dreamy something Oracle deck, as it really doesn't matter. All right, what do we got going on for Capricorn in love? All the things. I'm not taking all that, but I'm taking that. Ooh. We have mirror, relationship dynamics, and honesty. So are you mirroring what you're getting? Or is what you're getting being mirrored back to you? The mirror shows your relationship dynamics. Be honest with your role. And we have Rubik's Cube. Diversity, perspective, and understanding. And we did see that perspective earlier. So I think it's about gaining some kind of perspective or higher understanding. So it's like looking in the mirror and kind of understanding. And then we have safe with clarity and protection and freedom. So what is it that you need to open there or that you need to lock away? A true keeper knows when to lock and unlock. See, that's what we're talking about. So I really kind of like that, but I feel like you're in a relationship right now and it's kind of mirroring back. Maybe it's something that you need to look at, maybe something that you need to work through. And that could be some of those moons that we were seeing earlier, you know, and allowing yourself some kind of perspective on that and knowing when to unlock and when to lock that kind of energy. We have lessons, not lifetimes. So what lesson can you take from it and know that it's not going to last a lifetime? And then we have no contact is self-respect. So if you are in a situation where it is a separation, maybe give yourself a break. And then stop fixing people who broke you. It's not your job to fix people, period and point blank. It's only your job to fix yourself. Forgive without reopening the door. You can forgive somebody without ever speaking to them. And you can forgive somebody without reopening the door. And I feel like that's why that safe is there, is that's kind of up for you to decide whether you want to open that door or not want to open that door. And then we have when they show you, believe them. So if their actions are showing you that they're not going to show up for you, I think it's time that you believe that. All right, Cappies, that's what I have for you this week. I wish you guys all the best, and I really am sorry about the whole out of whatever this is. Bye, guys.